everybody, and welcome in. My name is Yolanda Roos, and this is my channel of Facilitated Light Well-Being, a channel that finds you when you need the messages. We put these on every couple days. I kind of give it a little break in between unless I get a download. This is set up to help you to live your most authentic life, to find happiness and joy through shadow work, dealing with the things that are inhibiting you, traumatized you from the past, present, whatever. I bring messages for healing. They're never meant to point fingers if they trigger you. It just means that you're not wanting to deal with the things that might need to be addressed. So don't take it personal. I'm just a messenger seeking to help everybody get to where they need to be. So welcome in, welcome back. This channel is a channel of light and shadow coming together to make balance within your life. If this message found you, there's probably something in it. It's not timed. I just come on when I'm led to do it. I have a full life, so I come on here when I'm led to. Right now it's morning. I just got up, watered my plants, having a cup of tea. So here I am to share some messages. We're just going to tap in and see if there's a nice collective message for everybody, something to inspire, to bring about thought. We'll see what we got. All right, Spirit Guides, Angels, Most High, seeking wisdom for the collective. What is the message for today in this message? Thank you. All right. Let's see if one. We're going to take these two messages. Okay, so your first one is this one here. And it says, eliminate distractions. Stop shining light on things you are not. How can you reclaim your power? Okay. And the next one is this. It says, nothing real can be threatened. How can you actively participate in creating heaven on earth? So this is kind of what the channel's dealing with, creating your world in a positive way. We are here. We might as well make it the best that it can be, not letting other things take our joy, knowing what we can control and what we can't control, so that we're not overstimulating or traumatizing ourselves over things. Right now is a very volatile time. If you're watching this when it's recorded, there's a lot of things going on that are making people feel unsure. There's like invasions, there's bombs, there's different things happening in the Middle East. There's still the things going on in Ukraine. There's unrest with different movements within our world. Now, what I'm going to say is that you cannot become overwhelmed or read into it so much that it traumatizes you. These things have to be addressed, fall apart, recreated. The world is going into a new era. So with that comes chaos. It comes a little upset. It comes with people finding their boundaries. You know, there are so many things going on that sometimes there's distractions, so you don't see other things that are going on. So right now, you need to be focused on your world. If you'd like to play a part and help, that's one thing. But right now, you need to stay grounded. You need to stay focused on what's happening in your life. We talked about this before. Just get a sip here. We talked about staying grounded, not allowing it to overstimulate you because it's not your thing. Being aware of what's happening so that we can understand, or we can make choices in our own life that don't trigger things. Or if we see something that's not good, we start with the change in our life. One person at a time, we make an impact on the grid, on the electrical current that runs through the world. We are all, as a collective, connected to each other. So what I do is going to go out and come back to me, but it's also going to dissipate into the world, and it's going to affect the people around you. So it said, eliminate distractions. Stop shining your light on things that you are not. So if it's not your world, then don't pull it into your aura. Don't pull it into your field. Just see it, acknowledge it, be aware for safety, things of that nature. But don't make it your own if it's not, especially if it's like world news and things like that. We don't have any control over what's happening. Like, legit. The people that are going to Iran, the people that are invading Ukraine, the people that are protesting and you don't live anywhere near it, the immigration things. If you want to make a difference, you have to go in and become part of the government, or you have to become part of the military. And even then, you don't control it. You have to disconnect from being like it's your thing that's happening. I don't know who needs to hear this, but you need to be focusing on your world, on your things. You can elevate yourself to a place that you're kind of not in that. Remember we talked about this? If you've followed me regularly, there's 2 timelines. There's 3D, which is very heavy, dense. It's about security and money, and it's what we've been living in. And we're moving toward an option of 5D. We're going to be all progressing to get there. We're just not all going to get there at the same time. But this makes me feel like this timeline is present. This 5D is about frequency. It's about how you live your life, how you think, how you interact with the world, what you want. Age of Aquarius is an air energy. It's swords, it's logic, it's thinking, it's computers, it's progression, it's freedom, it's expansion, it's death, because in expansion is destructing what has happened in the past to make way for new in the future. We're at a pivotal point. I'm so sorry. I'm not sick. I have asthma. So if you know, sometimes I get hacking. I apologize. The idea is that you're focusing on your world, your things, your problems, your light, your shadow work, your children, your family, your community. If you want to make a difference in here, it comes with responsibility for things in your life. Taking on the stress of maybe helping your community, helping at your church, helping at your organizations, helping your children, your friends, things like that. Focusing on making your world what it needs to be, because as you elevate and you don't let that stress, that guilt, that fear come into your life, your vibration rises, because then you're not in like fight or flight. Your nervous system isn't overstimulated. You are focusing on what's good for you. And as you do that, you move yourself into different like realms, in an essence of speaking. You're not going to go into no magical realm. It's just that you put yourself in a different place. You don't put yourself in that place that you can't bring the things that you want in. Because when you get low vibration and you get really stressed and you get overstimulated and you allow everything around you to destroy you or hurt you, or you just take it all in, and I know sometimes people can't change how they are that way, but it's being aware that you're not allowing outside things that have nothing to do with your life. You can take it with a grain of salt. You can say, okay, this might affect my life, but you cannot physically do anything about it other than what affects your life. Maybe the gas prices go up. Maybe you just want to read up for safety. You wouldn't want to travel to certain places because it could be unsafe. But you have to continue to be present in your life, making your world a safe place. And you need to be shining light on your things, not going into environments or wasting your precious energy on fighting or arguing something so much. You believe what you believe. You stand in what you really believe, not what you think you should believe in. That's the true authenticity. Stand in what you believe. Focus on your life. I think if more people focused on the things that are happening in their own life, they wouldn't have time to mess with or deal with all the crap that's happening in the world. And it's not like you turn a blind eye. It's that you cannot absorb it into your energy, because anything you absorb should be anything that you can change, do, fix, be a part of. You know, if you don't like what's happening in the world, write a song, write a poem, make artwork, go into your local governments and put petitions in, you know, do something. If it's that upsetting to you, what you can do. But then know that the world revolves. This isn't always fun to hear. There's nothing that we can do as a little people in most cases for decisions that the people in our government heads make. We can't control it. That's why we vote for people. We try to put the right people in. The voting, putting the right people in, or running for offices and getting your voice and your thoughts out, protesting in a way that brings awareness, not violence or viciousness. I mean, there's a point of telling you, this is how I feel about something, and there's a point of yelling it into somebody's face. We don't all have to think the same. We don't all have to do the same thing. We have to be respectful. We have to be aware that there are people out there that don't like a certain thing. And that's good. We need to be aware of it. But we need to be gentle in a way that hurting other people isn't achieving anything. It's just making you look a little stupid, a little ignorant. And I don't like to use those words. But when you hurt people to prove your point, you are being aggressive and shoving it down someone's throat. You are not saying, this is how I feel, and I would like you to come alongside of me and understand this. You're saying, listen, this is how it is, and if you don't do it, I'm going to blow your house up, or I'm going to hurt you, or you need to come along. That's like being a bully, you know? So be careful when you're protesting. Be careful when you get pushing your political ideas. There's nothing wrong with talking politics. There's nothing wrong with having a good, true debate or conversation. But in that conversation, are you trying to assert your feelings that you're the only one that's correct? Or are you trying to let somebody see, this is why I feel this way? Have you considered this? You know, hey, I didn't consider what you're saying. You know, that I could see that, you know, or that hasn't happened in my life, so maybe that's why I don't see it that way. You know, sociology, we're grown in certain environments, and we're taught certain things by our moms, our dads, our people, you know, different countries, even different places in our own country here in the United States. You have different cultures. So remember, this is for somebody. When you're discussing or you're trying to get your point across, know that this is hard to hear. You have every right to your opinion. You have every right to live your life the way you want to. But so does everybody else. And your life, your opinion, how you see things, it doesn't mean that it's the right way. It means it's your opinion. It's how you choose to be in your life. And amen. That's great. I'm happy that you are taking a stand. But know that not everybody has to get on board with you. Not everybody will. And I don't think it would be healthy to say that everybody agrees when it comes to a protesting. But through protesting, through awareness, through documentation, through evidence, through options and putting things out there and making people aware of maybe something that's going on that you're against, or, you know, you feel is wrong. It's through awareness and putting it out there so people can make that decision to be a part of it or not be a part of it, or for government to step in, or for people to be aware and treat others maybe in a different way, understanding what somebody's going through and why they're acting a certain way. I think we get so busy trying to tell people how they're supposed to live, and we just worry about yourself, you know, or be gentle. Tell them, listen, do you know that this, and this is happening, or whatever, and then move on, or talk about it, or explain. Don't just try to oppress people. So rant over it. That must be for somebody. I don't know. All right. So your card that came out next. Oh, must be weather changing. Divine consciousness. And I'm so sorry, I should have taken my inhaler before it came on. So 20. I don't use this deck a lot, so I just want to put what's going on. Let's see. So this one shows card 20 carries a profound message inviting you to fully grasp that both the Father and the Son's consciousness reside within you. Within the realm of your imagination, you possess the blueprint for perfect directional vision. So remember, I was saying focus on you. When you can envision something, it signifies that it already exists in the higher realms spiritually. The time has come to release all programming that entails pleading with the distant God to bring your heart's desire to fruition. Yeah. And that's what I was saying. If you are being too overstimulated or too aggressive or too low vibrational, like you're not grounded, you're going to struggle to bring in what is for you. Okay. Plus the God's within you. That's the monad. You have the spark of God within you. So it says, instead, you are encouraged to swiftly transition toward a state of claiming your heart's desire from the unseen realm and becoming one with them in the imaginal realm. So the card is basically saying, recognize your divine nature and immense creative power residing within you and your awareness. It's highlighted, your imagination holds the key to manifesting your desires. It is the realm where the blueprints of your dreams already exist. So if you can see it and you can imagine it and you can, like they say, putting yourself in it, then it's already happened or it's available, you know. So know that you have the power of the Most High God within you, that there is still being good. There's, you know, doing the right thing. You could go to church if that's what works for you, if that's what enlightens you or puts you on the right path. Some people need direction, or they've come from so much that they need an environment that's going to support them, that's going to grow them, that's going to be a light at the end of the tunnel. Just be careful that you don't lose focus on the fact that you don't need a man to connect to the source of God, to connect to Jesus. Jesus was an ascended master coming down from the pure light to help us, to show us, to open up our perspective, to show a way out of the darkness or this realm, or being able to have, like they talk about, the eternal life. It's being able to do the things you need to be able to ascend and get out of this cycle of rebirth and things of that nature. When you read the Bible, the Old Testament is really the demigod, the old structures, the old things. And when Jesus comes, this is just a little thing. He's an ascended master. He's of the light. He comes to release you from this trap of a world, because this world is a way of keeping you here, recycling lives. That's why they say that usually they'll say this is hell on earth. It is, essence. You keep reliving. Sometimes we choose to be a part of it and keep learning lessons, but sometimes we get into cycles, we get karma, we get, you know, glitches in the system where we're so anchored to this world, material things, whatever, that we almost allow ourselves to be reborn because some of us like it. That's what they talked about with Satan, or the whole thing like that, is that he came down and he liked being in this dense, he was an angel. He fell into it and he liked being present in the emotions and the raw feelings, and he couldn't be in both things. This is super dense and heavy. The light is not. So when he chose to come down, it's why he's a fallen angel in the Bible. That angel, that entity, that higher being, it wanted to be here. It wanted to be with us. And I don't think it's about making you do bad things because you choose to do bad things. It's that all the pleasures and all the things that are here are what stumble you, or you have to choose to do what's best for you. You grow, you reconnect with the light, and you're supposed to raise your vibration and come to a higher place. It's that the world here is not as pure. It's got free choice in an essence that makes it possibly dangerous. It makes it beautiful. There's so much beauty in the mix of the chaos and the dirt and the crime and the yuckiness. It's like, and like when, if you've read the Bible, because a lot of my community, I think there's a mix. It talks about you are in the world, but not of the world. Your soul is light fractals from the Most High Monad God. So when you come in, you have the spark of God in you. That's why it talks about you have the innate understanding of a higher being, because you have it within you. You come here like school. You learn, you could be from a higher realm, you could be from another place, you could be from anywhere, and you choose to come here to experience, because Earth is a very unique growing platform, but it's very dense, very heavy, very fear-based. The old adage is to go to church or you're gonna burn in hell, do things, and it was meant to keep you controlled, to keep you not choosing your free will. Church had a good essence of what it was about, but it gets corrupted because it's run by humans, not by the most supreme God. It doesn't discount that it does good things. It's that it's run by us. And we're not perfect. We're growing. We're a work of art being perfected. So as we're learning, I don't know how to say it. You can be mad at the church, but the church is following what they feel is right. The churches are trying to, the essence of the church, the goal, maybe they don't succeed, is to lift humanity, to teach them to be good humans, to grow them, to get them out of carnal living, which is like just animalistic response. It's bringing them to a higher spiritual level. All churches, all religions, if you compare them, have the same platform. There's elements, there's things you need to do, there's things for cleansing. This is how you're going to get here. There's all a higher God. There's things you need to do, and usually it's doing something that's better for humanity, better for your soul, better for you in the outcome. Whether it succeeds or not is the difference. You need to find where you're comfortable, where you set, where you land, okay? I'm just going to get a meditation card. Yeah, it didn't take very long. And I've got 2 of them. Am I getting enough rest to restore my energy and fully show up in my life? This is a main thing. There's a lot of things going on. Either people are sleeping too much or they're not sleeping enough. And sleep is essential scientifically and mentally. So you need sleep, because every time you go to sleep, your mind physiologically shuts down. And once you sleep, that is when your body heals. So if you are not sleeping, you could be causing damage or not repairing the damage that you have done or has happened in your body. Secondly, if you're not sleeping, all the little things you do through the day, your memories, your cognitive things, what you remember, what you've learned, what you've, grown, it's all in that little memory bank, like a computer in your brain. And when you go to sleep and you actually sleep, you cause your computer to go on reset. It's supposed to. It takes all your files, puts them all in the little places it's supposed to be. And this goes here and that goes there. And it's like spring cleaning in your brain every night. And then when you wake up, you're going to be clear. Because what happens is technically your dreams are the files moving into where they need to go, but because you're in an unconscious state, you're in a subconscious state, you kind of like live them through your subconscious while you're dreaming. So it's like a platform that it all kind of plays, and then you go, yeah, I like that. Oh no, I don't like that. Oh yeah, well, let's put that back there. Let's put it over here. So while you sleep, you're clearing out your brain of all the things you've done and putting it in all the little files that it needs to go into. So when you wake up, it's fresh. There's nothing in the platform. You can think clearly. You can find the file, because it's like having a desk that's full of crap piled up this high, and then you have to go find that thing, and you're like, oh my gosh, it's in the bottom, because you haven't put everything away so that it's easily accessible. Your brain will be a mess. Your body responds to mental. So if you get fog, you're gonna get you won't remember things. You could be not feeling well. You could feel groggy. It could make you feel sick. because you're not healing those things. So we need to make sure we're getting the rest we need. And if you're not, you need to address it. Do I need to sleep with earplugs? Do I need medication? Do I need to maybe use marijuana or marijuana tincture? Do I need to use melatonin? Is my environment not conducive of healthy sleep? Is there too much distraction? Am I taking too many stimulants, like drinking coffee or tea before I go to bed? Am I drinking too many Red Bulls? You have to consider, because at the end of the night, when you need to shut down, maybe you need to have a meditation way. Like I go and I sit on my bed and I look through my emails and stuff, and I call it my shutdown, because then I'll like look at some videos, and it like, because I don't always get a chance to read, which now with college I'll be reading, but I try to do something so my brain like it comes down, because I'm hyperactive, so my brain's usually going a mile a minute. Or if I get into something I want to find, oh, I'm a rabbit hole lover. Like I'm looking and research. Last night it was about I did like an astro report, because they wanted to, where they tell you if you live a certain place it's better. Well, I'm supposed to be going to a place in Russia. So I went down the rabbit hole looking it up. Not happening. It's on a stage 4, do not travel there, because it's in Russia and it's like sub-zero, 9 months of winter. It's a beautiful place in the summer. I've seen the pictures and stuff, but I was like, I don't think I'm going there. I'll just know that that's where maybe one day I'll go visit, because it's like where a convergence of lines are. If you ever get a chance to do them, it's Astroline. It was like $29.99, and it was a really good report. Like I read through, it gave you, like I paid $30 and it had all these different reports, explains all the houses. Like if you're not sure of what it is, it really is a cool site if you want to go to it. I'm not linked with it. I experienced it last night. It was a lot of fun. And what if it was easy? What if the things you were going for was easy? What if you became aligned with your purpose? What if you became grounded and everything didn't trigger you? What if the opportunities unfolded because you let them be? You didn't try to control it. Wouldn't it be nice if things were just easy? And they can be, okay? So your message today, I think it's just focusing on the things you can do and build within your life, that you create your own heaven on earth. Until you leave here, babies, you're here. Why not make it nice? Why not focus on making your life what it needs to be? Knowing that you can help in some ways, but some things you just really can't do anything about. You can pray. You can, send out love and energy. You could be not adding to it in your community. You could be saying, listen, we need to do this, or we need to stand up for this, or hey, why don't we start this? Why don't we feed our community? And as we start doing little by little, it catches on and people will do it. When you try to be nice and you try to take care of the people that are in your own circle, in this essence, like your own tribe, your people where you live, your state, things like that, it's a ripple effect. It will go out and make it to everybody. All right, your 2 finishing cards. I had to take an asthma inhaler. Relationships are for growth and support. Codependent relationships are not healthy. A balance of give and take is essential for harmony within. So maybe where you need to create your heaven on earth is your relationships, what you expect, what you're dealing with. You should not need somebody so much that you will fall apart if they're not in your life, because that means you're not taking care of yourself. You're not, we like other people, we love other people, but we need to be focused on supporting our goals, our dreams, the people we love, but that is not the only part of our life, that we aren't conditioned to think that if we can't live without a certain person, because that is very dangerous. You need that person in your life to grow you, lift you, be a support system. You do not need that person because that's the only person that's going to deal with you, or the only person that's good for you, or you should be lucky to have me in your life. No, you have to choose you. And as you choose yourself, you grow, you expand, and you affect all the people around you in a positive way if you are trying to be positive in your own walk, because people will see it. You will influence them. Your next card is You need to get out and move around. Take a walk, visit friends, join a club, or just take a ride. You need fresh air and interaction with the outside world. Yeah, so we need to be in healthy relationships. We need to be dealing with people, setting boundaries, people that want to say, oh, you need to do this for me, manipulation, or feeling like you need somebody in your life or your life would be nothing. Get out of that. You are the goal in your life. You need to take care of yourself, because when you take care of yourself, you can take care of others and you can be supportive. And the other thing is that you need to get out. We have been very, 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 very closed in, and it's winter in most of the places for people that are watching. But even on the southern hemisphere, it might just be very hot, and maybe you're inside, or it's that it's the extreme time. We're coming to the peak and coming out of it. So getting out, seeing people, interacting with the world. You don't have to agree with the world, but you still need to go out. You need to be a part of it. You need to be a light in the world. You need to go out and interact and not close yourself into your house, because you need the energy. You need to get in the air. You need to go out and be in the world. You don't have to go out and party. Just take a walk. Go out in nature. Maybe you need to ground. Maybe there's a lot of stuff that's happening, and we've been kind of closed up. When you get closed up in your house and you don't have plants, you don't have animals, you don't have people, say you just live in the city or you're by yourself and you don't have any of that stuff. If you don't go outside and you don't connect to the earth in some way, or people or something, you get too much of the positive ions from the electricity, from the Wi-Fi, from everything around you. When you connect with living things, you get negative ions, which then will disperse that overabundance. That's why there's parks, there's trees in cities, there's places. You need to get out and receive some of Mother Earth's natural negative charged ions to balance out the extra that we have so much electricity, and we use our phones. We are in a system where there's Wi-Fi, there's electrical lines outside. They're all around you. And the electricity and Wi-Fi affects your frequency. So be careful with too much electricity, too much Wi-Fi. That's why they tell you need to get off your phone and go outside, because when you go outside and you pet your dog, or you're if you have children and stuff, you're probably going to be grounded in a different way, because you're interacting, you're kissing, you're loving your children, and it's keeping you balanced. So if you have to be inside, it's going to, because any living thing, plants, dogs, humans, the ground is the best, because then you're directly tapping into Mother Earth's nature. And the earth has a heartbeat. The Schumann resonance is what sends that pulse and that energy up through. When it comes into you, you have electricity that runs through you. When it connects, it goes through your body and it balances and it brings you back down. It removes those overabundance of free radicals, because that overabundance of positive ions will create stress. It'll create extra cortisol. It'll create cancers, all different kinds of things. So that's just a little tidbit to finish with. I hope you guys have a great day. Focus on the things you can control, and don't stress your system about things that you can't. Change things in your own life. Start focusing on what would be best for you and the surrounding people within your life. Because when you create harmony in your life, or you create balance in your life, your energy rises and it trickles out into the world. You are going to approach the world or people or things in a different way if you are not overstimulated. So if you can find that grounding place, you could add crystals, you could add meditation, music, quiet time, getting out in the woods. Exercise is really good. If you get out and you like to work out or exercise, or you like to play sports, it's great, because you're moving, it's energizing your body. You're out usually in the air, or you're interacting and you're moving, because that the cells and the blood, all that, it needs movement. You need activation in your body. It burns calories, but it's good because it makes you think and move, and and your health is very important for your spiritual stuff too, because if you're not feeling well, you're not super over spiritual. They don't correlate. When you're feeling yucky, you're kind of like, ugh, or you get nasty. You don't want to deal with people. So stay positive, take care of yourself, maybe look into some regimens, get some vitamins in you, get outside, do some stuff. I hope that you will enjoy this day, and I think spring is coming to the Northern Hemisphere very soon. Have a great day.